Hello, this is Dylan of ZigWheels Philippines, and today we're going to Lake Mapanuepe in Zambales because we've been seeing a lot of pictures on social media how nice the place is and how it's called the New Zealand of the Philippines. We've been also seeing the question, can two-wheel drive vehicles get to that place? And today we're going to find out in our 4x2 Ford territory. Now, to get to the exciting part of Lake Mapanuepe, we have to deal with the Lahar River that was formed when Mount Pinatubo blew up. So depending on conditions, the Lahar might be too soft and sandy for any kind of vehicle to drive on because even 4x4 vehicles get stuck there. Secondly, we have to deal with river crossings. And although they are just a few feet across, the water can get too high sometimes. So hopefully today, even in our little 4x2 vehicle, we still have a fighting chance. Now, despite those challenges, why are we even trying to get to Lake Mapanuepe using our 4x2 Ford territory? Well, first, we were inspired by this guy who drove his Ford Everest 4x2 with all-terrain tires on, and he made it to Lake Mapanuepe. Although his all-terrain tires may have helped him get to the destination. More importantly, we saw this Suzuki MPV that made it there to Lake Mapanuepe. Now, how did it get there, we wonder? After all, that vehicle only has two-wheel drive, skinny tires, and a little 1.3-liter engine. So hopefully that was not a miracle drive and we can do the same journey in our 4x2 Ford territory. Now that the easy part is over, all we have to do now is to find the easiest Lahar Trail leading to Lake Mapanuepe and look for locals that could help us get there. As we were driving along the Lahar Trail, we found this store and we met this guy who's running it. And he says that for 500 pesos, we can enter our vehicle in Lake Mapanuepe and a tour guide will guide us along the trail. And most importantly, in case we get stuck along the trail, a recovery vehicle, a tractor, will be able to help us out. Now, according to our guide, this trail behind me is the start of the trail for modified 4x4 vehicles. With their higher ground clearance and larger tires, those vehicles can deal with bigger rocks and higher water much better. Surprisingly, after the Lahar Trail, we were led into this seemingly nice road, actually a smooth pathway towards Lake Mapanuepe. We haven't reached Lake Mapanuepe yet, but this area here is already the destination. I mean, look at the views. Just when I said that, it's time to tackle the Lahar. Now, according to our guide, summer is not the best time to drive over the Lahar because what the sun does is make the Lahar too soft and sandy. A little bit of rain hardens the surface a bit more. And here, we're coming across our first river crossing and thankfully, the water doesn't look too high. Here comes our second river crossing. Keeping my foot the steady pressure at the gas pedal. There we go. We made it. Feel like an off-roader. Nabubugbog ako dito. Aray, shit. So, if you're wondering why there's so much grass all around us, it's because that the Lahar Trail is already done with. Our tour guide said that was the last obstacle we had to tackle. But I won't say we've made it until we get there. But I'm beginning to see how that Everest 4x2 and that Suzuki MPV got to New Zealand. But we wouldn't have found our way if it weren't for our tour guide. We've almost made it. Look, there are cows behind me, more grass, more trees, And look, there's a sign. It's a sign that we've made it. We've made it here in Lake Mapanuepe. Now, obviously, a 4x2 can make it all the way here. And during our drive across the river crossing, the Lahar Trail, sometimes I wish I had a 4x4 because I'm an anxious first-time off-road driver. But for the most part, the territory felt safe and secure. Now, would I come back here with a 4x4 vehicle and pass through the much hardcore Lahar Trail? Definitely, especially since with this view right here behind me, it's well worth the trip. This is Dylan from ZigWheels, and thanks for sticking around. See you next time.